Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video I will be teaching you how to play Passacaglia by Handel and Halvorsen. The first thing that you should know is the A minor scale, and it's like this. For the introductory part, we're going to use the first chord, which is an A minor. And what we'll do is expand it, so we add an A on the bass and also an A on top. And we'll have these notes in this sequence: A, then we could pivot E, C, A, C, E, C. And then we leap here again and we'll do the same. If you have any problems, I recommend doing this in pairs. So you think on these two notes, then the pivoting these two notes, A and C, and then we have this. And then it repeats. And also that will match the beat. So we have 4 beats. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So we could put the pedal on the first note and then leave it there. Okay? An alternative finger could be here that you do 3. I have a little bit of pain when I do that, so that's why I don't use the 3rd finger here, and I'm using the 4th finger. So, but it's up to you. Also, you could group this like this. Really, we have the A on the bass, and then we have this chord. And this could help to visualize the notes together, which is the version of the chord and the bass. So all together on the introductory part, we have this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay? Now, for the next part, we'll also need C major scale. C major is like this. And what he'll do is bring this an octave higher, and we're gonna start splitting. So he's gonna do C, C, and then from that C he's gonna do B, and going back and forth, descending one note at a time. And there you have the 2 measures. It's important that you learn here how to rotate. So that means from the thumb I'm rotating here and going back and forth, right, left, each note I play. Okay, and that's all there is. Now for this pattern here on the right hand, we need to put the left hand together, and we're gonna start by putting this chord, the A minor chord, on the C. So we could do this. Okay, that would be a simplified version. And then also when you get to F, we're gonna go to this chord, the 4th chord of the scale, which is a D minor. So we'll place it all the way down here, and on the left hand we'll play A minor, 2, 3, 4, D minor, 2, 3, 4. The 1st chord of the scale, and also the 4th chord. So when you do it together, you can start doing this. Okay, the next step would be trying to think a little bit on the descending line, which is, we could decrease as we descend a little bit. After we have this, we could start adding the pattern that we had before. We have this pattern. And we'll start matching each note. So when you have the C, notice that we have the same motion here, C and A going this way. Now here we'll flip, we'll do the B together, we'll do the C, we'll do the A and A, C and C, G and E, and that's all there is. I recommend taking your time here, because if you could do this one, you could do the rest of the piece. So we have this. And then we're going to change to D minor. Now the D minor chord is like this. And what we'll do is do the same technique. We're going to have this. And also we're going to have the version here of D minor. So what he'll do is this. B, D, remember pairs of 2, A, F, D, F, A, F. And that's it. If you spend a little bit of time in it, it'll be easy. So what we'll do now is try to do the scale descending from here. And we'll add that with it. The two together. In pairs of 2, try to do it. And then we're going to switch completely the chords. So now if we play from the beginning, we have this. D minor, and we have completed 4 measures. Always remember, when you put the hands together, to do 2 notes at a time. D minor, okay, so if you could do this too, the whole piece is gonna be just like this. Let's continue now, and what we're gonna think now is working still on C major scale. But what we'll do, remember that we started on C here, we'll drop this a half step. So what we'll do is go to B. And the same pattern is going to start on this key. So we're going to say B, B, and then descending each note down. Once you run out of fingers, use the thumb to continue. And we end up with BB. I think that's simple enough. It's just like the other one, just starting in here. So the first one was on C. Now we are starting it on B. Okay? Now what we could do is think a little bit. We have a B here, and if we think on the scale, B is here, and notice that I have a G there. I could build the 5th chord, which is G major, in there, and just play this pattern with this chord an octave lower. And that's it. Now G is also related to C, which is the 1st chord. So I could punch a G here and then punch a C major, and I don't have to deal with the whole matching thing first at the beginning when I'm learning. So I'm going to play the G here and then match it here with the C major. So that will give you awareness of the G chord and C chord, so then when we stand it, it's not unknown to you. Now the G chord is like this. Now what we'll do is same technique as the other patterns. We'll stand it here, the G, and we put the G here. Notice that I have the G outline here, the inversion, and a bass note. And we'll do the same pairs of 2 here. G, G, we flip, D and B, G and B, D and B. And we're done. So remember to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. We're gonna switch. Now we could put that pattern together in pairs. So we have this. 2 ascending notes, and then we're gonna do kind of contrary. So this goes in, out, in, out, in, out. All together. And we're done. Now we'll continue with this pattern. Now because we have an E, we'll do the C major, but we'll do the same procedure that we did before. We put it in pairs here, and we also do this chord. And the left hand has to take care of it. Like this. Same technique. So Now we'll put it together from E, so we have this. And we're done with that one. So all completely starting on G major is this. We switch. And we are done. So far we have used the A minor, the D minor, the G major, the C major. Okay, now we're gonna move from there. But let me play it slowly for you so you have an idea of everything, how it fits together. Introductory part. I'm playing it slower so you can see it. Now we add right hand. When the line goes down, you could release the sound. You get the G, same thing. You get the C, we release. And now we're gonna switch. And what we're gonna use from the scale, we're gonna use to the 6th degree, and we're gonna do an octave there, and then we go descending through those notes. So we do this. And we get there. So one last time. Notice that once I run out of fingers, I use the thumb to play the other notes. Now, left hand, because we start on A, we're gonna use this chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, the F chord. And we could bring it downstairs here. And play those notes with it. Okay? And then, because we already used the D minor, once we get to D here, we use that chord. And then we're gonna switch. So we have and then here's gonna change. Now that F major chord will do the same procedure. We put the bass and we add these notes, inversion and root chord. So we play this pairs of 2 again, and then because we're going back to the same D minor chord, we do the same here. And we're done with that. So let's try to do it very slowly together. So A and F. Match the 2 together. Match here. Match each one. Now the D tells you D minor. And then we're going to switch to E. If this is too difficult, sometimes you could do one chord. So let's say if I play one chord, I could do A minor, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and do D minor, G, C major to F, okay, so you could arrange it like that, so it's easier for you. And then you could do this version I'm gonna play now. So you can do this same thing with every note, same pattern, and we have back G major, C major, always the same pattern on the left hand. Now here we're gonna get to a different chord, so we're gonna have as a melody A. Notice how I measure this: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay. Now chord for this is gonna be E major, and when you look at the C major scale, it's not found there. But if you go to the minor, it's right here, E major, the 5th chord. So what we'll do, we could do this. If you are playing a simplified version, that will help you to finish there. If you are doing the original, you will split this up, open up everything like we did before, and play pairs again. This 2, have the same. When you do the matching, we have match here, match here, match here, and the last one here. And then we go back to the same. Okay, maybe what I'll do now is play it for you, both versions, an easy one and a hard one. So you could start 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D minor to G. C major. F major. Okay, if you do the original now. Decreasing the volume. Dee-da, dee-da. Decreasing again. F. Go back. Let's continue now, and I'm assuming that you did all the work on the first part, so this part should be easier. To start with, we have the same chords, A minor to D minor to G to C to F to D minor to E and A. So they're all the same chords we play at the beginning, and the pattern is the same. I show you. Remember to practice this in pairs of twos. So it's the same thing. We did D minor to G to C. All of this we already did it. It'll be just a review to go over, make sure you got it right the first time. And remember that we pedal every 2 beats, and sometimes maybe every 4 beats. Alright, now what we'll do here, at the beginning we did this, on the C major scale we did this. Okay, instead of that, we're gonna start on the top and come down and then go up. And that's it. Notice that we use just the octave. So C, C, and then ascending notes, one note at a time. When you run out of fingers, remember after the fifth, when you do this fifth finger, you use always 5 there. And make sure you rotate this way. So. That's it, that's all we have. If you want to do the easy version, you just punch the chord like we did at the beginning. Now D minor. That's it. Once you do the pattern, you'll do this. Remember this pattern? When you go to D minor, you leap. And that's it. Okay, let's do it together now. And remember that every note matches, so. Matches here. Match. Here D matches. And we're done. Now we continue to the next one. Now we start on C, we're gonna drop to B, and we're gonna start it here on B, and we're gonna move it around the same way we did the other pattern before this one. Once you run out, you always use 5 to go ascending, B and B. Okay, and now we could put simplified version with the G here, G chord. We go to C. That's it. Now we'll put the pattern that he wrote, so, and we'll do this together, and we match each note. Match here. And that's it. Let's continue to the next one. So we played C, we went down to B, and now we're gonna go to A. And we'll have this pattern. A, and we go ascending again. And then we have the same from before. Now all you have to think is A is part of F, the fourth chord, and we could do this in this way. So we're gonna go from F to D here for these two patterns. So we could match it with A, ascending to E. We'll put the D minor chord there, and remember here was E major. And back to A. Now we're gonna do it with the pattern. Remember for F we did this. All this is the first part, left hand, D minor. Now we'll go to E major. Okay, and then repeats. Now let's put this together. So we start on A. Every note matches like before, D minor. Now we go to E. Together. Here we wait. A, and we repeat. Okay, I'm going to show you a simplified version, and then I go through slowly through the original. So we have this. Ascending. On G we change to D minor. Now we could change to G, to C, to F, to D minor, and then we get to E. That will be simplified. Now we could do the original. So remember, left hand is the same. Now because we're ascending, we could increase the volume. More volume now. Or you could play with different volumes, anything you want. I will increase here more until we get to the top. I'm back. I thought I should give you a little bit of practicing techniques. Sometimes if the left hand is too difficult, you could do accents, emphasize every beat, so you could do. Spend a little bit of time with that, or emphasize the opposite. This will strengthen the fingers and you will feel more secure in your playing. Also, you could do rhythm, so that means to get to the E, I could train to get quick. That will force it a little bit on the brain to get quicker to the next note, or do the opposite, quick here, or the whole group. Okay, some people like to do, instead of doing it in the same place, they might do it higher here, so you could go an octave up and do this. I'm playing the same thing an octave higher. And I could do the same with the next pattern. So I could start here and go ascending. So we're going to continue to use the same C major scale for the right hand. The left hand is the same. But what we'll do is change a little bit the pattern. So we'll do double notes here on C. And then descending from there. Okay, so we do. The only difference here is double C. Going up. And then breaking it down. Coming back down each note. So we get to G, we start using the fourth finger here, E, and then we do a little turn here, and we leap to B. Now we could put the A minor chord on the first note, so we have D minor, and that's it. If we want to do it the way he wrote it, we add these patterns that we studied at the beginning, very repetitive, all this. So we'll do double C, up, you match each one, and that's it. You will have to do the same work we did at the beginning. So we're using the same C here. We go one down now, we're going to go to G, B is part of G, and we do double, same pattern, 2 times B, and we go ascending and drop everything down again. And you have the little turn right there at the end. Okay, because we are having a B there, we put the G chord that we learned at the beginning. We'll do this. When you get to F, we do C major. And that's it. If we do it with a pattern, remember the G was like this. Just do it at the same time. That's it. Let's play it together, both patterns. So. Little turn. Now we're gonna go to the next octave, which is A. But notice here that I do thumb and then all 5th finger on top, then 4th here, and then 1, 2, 1, and then leap. Same thing. And now we get to the A, and we'll do the same pattern based on this octave. A, and up. And this pattern, we put it together with F, D minor, E major from before, and back to A. You can play it here or here. Okay, that was simplified. And now we'll do this on the left hand, which you should know really well by now. To E major. Great deal of work at the beginning of the video, so if you don't know this pattern yet, go back there. So let's do it slowly together. have trouble putting these together, remember at the beginning we spent a lot of time trying to get it very well there. Now we could start playing this. Depending on your level, you could do it easily. So you could do it with a chord. One chord on the left hand. One chord again. G to C to F to D minor. And do it nicely later with the original pattern. So we have this. Little turn, double note. Dee da dee da. Okay, let's continue now. For the left hand, I'm going to remind you that we're going to use the same chords again. A minor to D minor, G major, C major. You could practice your pedaling while you're doing it. Up, down here, up, down on the pedal, and up, down here. Okay? Now what we'll do on the right hand is kind of the same thing, but it's even easier now. So we have the C major scale, and we'll bring this octave here, and we could also bring it an octave higher, and we could start playing C to C, B to B, A to A, G to G, F, E, D, and C, and that will take two chords on the left hand. So we could do this. Now we could add the A minor chord and the D minor chord every 8 notes. So we could do this. First note, and that's it. So you really have too much. The C, C, the first C, the F, and that's it. Okay? Now if you want to do the pattern, now we have the same A minor from before, D minor, and we match note by note. So we do this. Remember to work on pairs. Oh, down. So let's do it all together. Okay, that's it. Now, just like we did at the beginning, we drop the C one note, and now we do B, B. So we'll have this, and we go all down to B. That makes it very simple. And remember the rotation movements from one key to another one. My hand does left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay, now because we're in B now, I'm assuming you know this already. You punch the G to start with, and now you go to C. And we got that down. So now from the G chord, we're going to do the same pattern we did before. Now to C, we do the same pattern. And then we could try to do it together at the same time. March, 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 march. Take enough time here to really feel that you are secure. And that's it. So we'll do it all together. All right. Now we went C, B, and now the next key is A. So we're gonna do descending pattern on A like this. all the way down to A. And A is part of F. We use the F chord on the left hand and also D minor. Notice that both chords are related. They share two notes. That's why he could go there. So now we do this. And then we'll add the original pattern with the movement like this. D minor. Okay, and then we're going to go to E again. This is going to be the same after this. So let's play it now. We match each one. And now here we'll do the same. A. That's all the same from the previous part. Okay, so I'm gonna give you an easy version first with the chords and the pattern, and then I'm gonna give you the original. So we have this now. To D minor. Now we leap here. C major. F major. So if it's too difficult, like I said before, the pattern on the left hand, you could do this, and then once you get used to this, you could add the next pattern and work your way up. Now we're gonna do it with a pattern, matching every note. So we go to G. Major, we get here, same from before, and we have this going. And that's it. I hope this video was helpful, and if you enjoyed, subscribe. Also, thank you very much and all my supporters from Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee.